Hey everyone, welcome back to SwitchTop. If you're looking for the best big-budget games to play on your Nintendo Switch in 2025, you're in the right place. Today we're counting down the top 20 AAA titles that are absolutely worth your time. These are polished, high-quality experiences that show what the Switch can really do. Let's jump right in. Luigi's Mansion 3 stands out on the Switch as a polished AAA adventure, built around atmosphere, exploration, and clever mechanics rather than constant action. The story begins with Luigi and his friends heading to a luxurious hotel that quickly reveals itself as a haunted trap, leaving Luigi as the only one free, while Mario, Peach, and the Toads are captured inside paintings. What makes the journey engaging is how each floor of the Last Resort Hotel feels like its own mini-world, with unique themes, puzzles, and ghost encounters that keep the sense of discovery fresh all the way through. Using the Poltergust G00, Luigi vacuums ghosts after stunning them with a flashlight burst, slams them into the ground to deal damage, and uses a plunger tool to pull obstacles or expose hidden objects. The addition of Gooigi, a goo clone that can slip through vents or walk on spikes, brings a dual-character puzzle layer that opens creative solutions and even allows local co-op. The game keeps a strong balance between eerie vibes and playful humor, supported by expressive animations and detailed environments that feel handcrafted. Combat is light but satisfying, while exploration rewards curiosity with secrets and treasures, making it ideal for players who enjoy searching every corner. Super Mario Party Jamboree delivers one of the most complete party experiences on the Switch, built around a classic board game structure mixed with fast minigame action and unpredictable twists. There's no linear story, but the premise sets the tone. Iconic Mario characters gather for a chaotic celebration across themed boards where each turn leads to a new surprise. Players roll dice, move across the map, collect coins, and aim for stars, while triggering events that can shift the entire match in seconds. Jamboree stands out thanks to its sheer variety, over 110 minigames that test reflexes, rhythm, memory, or coordination, many of them tailored for motion controls using Joy-Cons. The addition of Jamboree Buddies adds a strategic layer, letting players recruit allies that grant dice bonuses or special perks, forcing decisions beyond pure luck. The 7 boards each feature distinct gimmicks and layouts, keeping sessions fresh even after multiple rounds. For players who want less randomness, Pro Mode adjusts rules to favor strategy over chance, making every choice matter. It's a game designed to adapt: quick sessions, party chaos with friends, or focused competition online. The charm lies in its pacing. One moment you're leading the match, the next, a dice roll flips the table. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 delivers a massive JRPG experience that blends emotional storytelling with deep combat mechanics and a rich, open world. Set in Ionios, a land torn between two warring nations, every character begins as a soldier, raised to fight and survive. But their journey slowly evolves into something far more personal and profound. The game focuses on 6 main protagonists who start as enemies but are forced to work together, uncovering hidden truths about their world and questioning the nature of war, life, and purpose. Combat uses a real-time system where characters auto-attack while you trigger special moves called arts with careful timing. Mastering status combos like break, topple, and launch adds strategy to every encounter, while the Ouroboros mechanic lets paired characters fuse into powerful forms that change how fights play out. What makes the gameplay satisfying is the freedom to experiment with different classes, roles, and builds, letting you shape your team however you want. Exploration is another major strength, with vast regions full of secrets, optional quests, and enemy encounters that feel organically placed rather than scripted. The presentation, music, and dialogue create a strong emotional tone, and even though the game can be complex at first, its systems reward patience and curiosity. Mario Mario Kart World offers a bold evolution of the series, shifting from traditional isolated tracks to a connected, open-world structure that lets players freely explore between races. Instead of waiting in menus, you drive through different regions, cities, plains, volcanic zones, finding shortcuts, hidden areas, and unique terrain before jumping into the next competition. Classic kart mechanics remain intact. Drifting, power-ups, and item chaos still control the flow of each race, preserving the unpredictable energy that defines the franchise. What makes this entry stand out is the balance between speed and exploration, giving players the freedom to cruise casually or compete with intensity. Large-scale races can now host up to 24 players, creating frantic moments where a single shell can change everything. Modes like Knockout Tour and Linked Grand Prix add structure and endurance, pushing strategy beyond quick rounds. Each session can feel different depending on how you approach it: solo time trials, group chaos, or relaxed free roam with friends. The open nature of the world adds a sense of discovery rarely seen in kart racers, but it also brings a learning curve as map navigation and pacing become part of the experience.
Various regions that span the globe. Depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change. And in this Mario
Trails in the Sky, first chapter, stands out as a classic-style JRPG brought to life with modern presentation, delivering a journey that starts small and slowly grows into something far deeper. Set in the kingdom of Liberl, the game follows Estelle Bright and her adoptive brother Joshua as they train to become bracers, agents who help citizens and solve problems across the region. Early missions feel grounded and personal, involving everyday tasks and local struggles. But as the story unfolds, political tension and hidden conspiracies begin to emerge. The gradual shift from lighthearted adventure to complex intrigue creates a strong sense of progression, supported by well-written characters and evolving towns that react to events. Combat uses a turn-based system with tactical movement and timing, combining physical attacks, magic-like arts, and powerful crafts that consume special points. Managing the AT bar for action order adds strategic depth, while the Orbment and Quartz system lets you customize abilities and role types for each character. Exploration feels rewarding thanks to side quests, optional areas, and NPCs who often have meaningful dialogue, helping the world feel alive. The remake's visual improvements enhance immersion but keep the original tone intact.
not done yet.
Dragon Quest I and II HD 2D Remake brings the origins of the franchise to life with a modern visual style while preserving their classic JRPG roots. Both games follow the legendary lineage of Erdrick, first as a lone hero on a quest to defeat the Dragon Lord and rescue a princess. Then in the sequel, as a group of royal descendants forming a party to face a growing threat across multiple kingdoms. The storytelling remains straightforward, yet charming, building a sense of adventure across a world filled with towns, dungeons, and secrets to uncover. Combat keeps the traditional turn-based approach, but the remake introduces updated mechanics like scrolls, sigils, and ability customization to deepen strategy. In the first game, battles feel focused since the hero fights alone, while the second introduces a full party system that opens tactical options for healing, magic, and coordinated attacks. The HD 2D presentation gives each region atmosphere and color, blending sprite aesthetics with detailed environments that feel hand-painted. Quality of life improvements make navigation smoother and pacing more accessible, especially for players new to old-school JRPG design. Super Mario Galaxy and its sequel deliver a refreshing take on platforming by sending Mario into space and letting gravity redefine gameplay. Instead of flat levels, you traverse tiny planets and curved surfaces where gravity pulls in all directions, making each area feel like its own puzzle. The adventure is simple at its core: collect Power Stars and chase Bowser across the cosmos. But the charm comes from the creative level design, the vibrant worlds, and the freedom to experiment with movement. Power-ups like the Bee Mushroom or Cloud Mario change how you approach platforming, while Galaxy 2 introduces Yoshi, expanding the traversal options with tongue grabs, fruit abilities, and aerial maneuvers. Exploration feels rewarding, since many levels hide secrets, optional stars, and alternate routes that invite players to revisit stages with new abilities. The Switch versions polish visuals, performance, and controls, helping the cosmic atmosphere feel more immersive than ever. A co-star helper mode lets a second player assist casually, making it accessible for newcomers while veteran players can chase precision challenges. While the story stays light, the sense of wonder, smooth pacing, and clever mechanics make both games stand out. They blend classic Mario energy with cosmic creativity, turning every jump and planet into a small adventure that's easy to pick up but hard to forget. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom elevates the open-world formula by expanding Hyrule into 3 distinct layers: Sky Islands, surface terrain, and the deep underground. The game builds on the foundations of its predecessor, but introduces bold systems that reshape how you explore and interact with the world. Link's new abilities define the experience. Ultra Hand lets you build vehicles, bridges, or weapons from found objects. Fuse allows creative enhancements by combining equipment with materials. Ascend gives vertical freedom by passing through ceilings, and Recall manipulates time to solve puzzles or travel across space in unique ways. These tools encourage experimentation instead of linear solutions, turning every challenge into an opportunity for improvisation. Exploration feels richer than ever as hidden ruins, mini-puzzles, and NPC stories fill the land with small details that make Hyrule feel alive. The journey still revolves around resisting a mysterious, spreading corruption, but the focus is on discovery, invention, and shaping your own approach to adventure. Combat benefits from the fusion system, allowing strange but effective strategies, while traversal becomes an adventure in itself as you glide, climb, and engineer your own means of travel. Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment dives into the ancient era of Zelda's world, placing you in the midst of a legendary conflict known as the Imprisoning War. Unlike traditional open-world exploration, this entry focuses on large-scale battles where you command characters across sprawling battlefields, cutting through waves of enemies while capturing objectives and pushing back advancing forces. The story centers on Princess Zelda being thrust into the past, meeting ancestral rulers such as King Rauru and Queen Sonia, and fighting alongside them to resist the rise of Ganondorf. The narrative carries real weight since it ties directly into the broader lore of Hyrule, connecting to events explored in more recent games. Combat uses the Musou formula, fast, combo-driven action, but adds depth through elemental interactions, strategic weak point attacks, and the ability to link heroes for sync strikes that unleash cinematic damage. Each playable character brings a distinct style, encouraging experimentation as you unlock new abilities and upgrade weapons between missions. The game emphasizes progression and replay value, with side challenges and character enhancements that reward players who dig deeper. While battles can feel repetitive in structure, the combination of story relevance, character variety, and strategic layers keeps momentum strong.
There's something sinister about all of this. But I must try and fight.
I will help as well.
Fire Emblem Three Houses blends tactical strategy and character-driven storytelling into one of the most engaging experiences on the Switch. You step into the role of Byleth, a mercenary who becomes a professor at a monastery housing 3 rival nation students, each forming one of the titular houses. Choosing which house to lead shapes your journey as you train students, build relationships, and guide their growth through classes and personal development. The first phase of the game emphasizes teaching, exploration, and social interaction, fostering attachment to characters while influencing their combat roles and abilities. Later, a dramatic shift in tone and setting occurs when peace collapses into war, and the bonds you formed earlier are tested on the battlefield. Combat unfolds on tactical, grid-based maps, where positioning, class roles, battalions, and risk management determine success. You can customize each unit's build through training, certifications, and weapon proficiencies, turning students into mages, cavalry, archers, or hybrid specialists. Classic mode offers permanent consequences when units fall, while casual mode and Divine Pulse rewinds make the game more accessible to newcomers.
Is that all?
Kirby Air Riders delivers a fast-paced twist on racing by combining speed with combat, abilities, and chaotic gameplay. Instead of traditional acceleration, machines move automatically, putting the focus on drifting, boost timing, and sharp maneuvering to gain advantage. The result is a flow-based racing system where skill comes from mastering movement patterns rather than just holding a gas button. The game features multiple modes: Air Ride for classic races, Top Ride for quick arcade-style tracks, City Trial for open-world exploration with item gathering before a final showdown, and Road Trip as a story-style campaign that gradually introduces mechanics. Each rider and machine has its own handling style and special ability, encouraging experimentation and strategy when choosing combinations. True to Kirby's identity, copy abilities play a central role, allowing players to absorb enemy powers mid-race and gain temporary combat or speed boosts. Battles often become as important as racing, giving matches an unpredictable competitive energy. The colorful presentation and light narrative add charm, while the variety of machines and modes give high replay value. City Trial in particular shines in multiplayer, offering a mix of exploration, improvisation, and last-minute surprises. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe remains one of the strongest racing experiences on the Switch, mixing accessible mechanics with surprising depth and chaotic fun. It doesn't follow a story-driven structure. Instead, it thrives on pure gameplay, letting players choose from a large roster of characters and customize karts to fit their preferred handling, speed, or drift style. Races unfold across creative tracks featuring underwater segments, gliding sections, and anti-gravity zones that change how each course flows. Drifting becomes essential, since mastering it unlocks mini-turbos and boosts that separate skilled players from beginners. Items like red shells, mushrooms, and the infamous blue shell keep every race unpredictable, allowing dramatic comebacks and constant tension until the final lap. The double item system adds strategic flexibility, letting racers hold both offensive and defensive tools at once. Beyond traditional races, Battle Mode offers different challenges, such as Balloon Battle and Shine Thief, giving variety outside standard circuits. Accessibility settings like Smart Steering and Auto Accelerate help newcomers, while veterans can focus on optimizing builds and perfecting drift timing. The overall presentation is clean, colorful, and consistent, keeping performance smooth whether docked or portable. Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles delivers a strategic RPG experience built around political conflict, moral complexity, and tactical depth. Set in the war-torn kingdom of Ivalice, the story follows Ramza Beulve, a young noble whose ideals clash with the corrupt systems surrounding him. As civil war brews and hidden powers manipulate events from the shadows, the narrative explores themes of justice, class struggle, and power, creating a mature and layered journey. Battles take place on isometric grid maps, where positioning, terrain height, and timing matter as much as raw stats. Units act based on speed, and every turn demands careful planning. The job system is the heart of the mechanics. Characters can learn new roles such as Knight, Mage, Archer, or more advanced classes, allowing deep party customization. Building synergies between jobs becomes essential as missions grow more challenging. The remake modernizes the experience with faster pacing, refined visuals, and helpful quality-of-life updates like speeding up animations and offering adjustable difficulty. Combat remains demanding but rewarding, encouraging experimentation instead of brute force victories. Even without flashy action, the strategic satisfaction of turning the tide through smart decisions makes every encounter memorable.
Just getting started.
I feel stronger.
Neither.
Super Mario Odyssey reimagines platforming by turning its worlds into open-ended playgrounds filled with creativity and discovery. Instead of moving through linear stages, you travel between distinct kingdoms aboard the Odyssey airship, collecting power moons that fuel your journey. Each kingdom has its own personality and mechanics, inviting exploration through vertical spaces, hidden paths, and interactive elements that reward curiosity. The key innovation is Cappy, a sentient hat that transforms gameplay by allowing Mario to capture enemies and objects, letting him temporarily become them and take on their abilities. This mechanic adds variety to traversal and puzzles, enabling solutions that feel clever and organic rather than scripted. Classic jumps, wall climbs, and dives blend smoothly with Cappy's mobility, giving players a wide toolkit for movement. Some sections shift into nostalgic 2D platforming, bridging the series' history with modern design. There's no strict progression, letting players approach challenges at their own pace while uncovering secrets or chasing optional moons. The game also supports co-op, where a second player controls Cappy, enhancing accessibility and teamwork. Odyssey's strength lies in freedom, solving problems in multiple ways, experimenting with abilities, and finding joy in exploration. Super Mario Bros. Wonder breathes fresh energy into 2D platforming by introducing mechanics that constantly surprise the player while staying rooted in Mario's classic gameplay. The adventure takes place in the Flower Kingdom, where Bowser steals a Wonder Flower and merges with the Royal Castle, turning levels into unpredictable playgrounds. Each stage features unique designs and sudden shifts triggered by Wonder Flowers that can change gravity, warp environments, or transform characters in unexpected ways. Power-ups expand the moveset beyond traditional jumping. The Elephant Fruit gives strength and reach. The Bubble Power lets you trap enemies or create jumping platforms. And the Drill Mushroom opens new paths through ceilings and ground. The Badge system adds customization before each stage, granting abilities like enhanced jumps or support traits that subtly change how you approach challenges. Levels rarely repeat ideas, keeping the pace fresh whether playing solo or in multiplayer. Local co-op is smooth and readable, even with multiple players, making it easy to share the experience without losing control. The aesthetic is vibrant and full of charm, with expressive animations and talking flowers adding personality to every stage. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition takes the series in a bold direction by focusing on survival and exploration across a massive alien world. Humanity has escaped Earth after a devastating war and crash lands on the mysterious planet Mira, where players awaken as a customizable character tasked with helping build a new future. Instead of a strictly linear story, the game encourages discovery through open-world freedom, uncovering secrets and forging alliances as you explore forests, deserts, and strange biomes filled with wildlife and danger. Party-based combat blends real-time action with tactical planning, relying on arts, special abilities with cooldowns, and a rhythm tied to positioning and timing. Later, the introduction of Skells, powerful pilotable mechs, changes the pace dramatically, offering new traversal options and turning tough battles into cinematic encounters. The job system and equipment tuning allow deep customization, letting players craft party builds suited to their style. The Definitive Edition smooths pacing with clearer quest tracking, shared XP, improved UI, and the quick art system that speeds up combat. Exploration becomes rewarding through both narrative hooks and the sheer awe of Mira's environments.
Open fire! Follow me!
Target in sight! Shadow strike!
Assault hammer!
Nice! Move in and do some damage!
Flame grenade!
Yakuza Kiwami 2 brings gritty storytelling and lively urban exploration together in a refined remake built on the Dragon engine. The game follows Kazuma Kiryu, a former Yakuza trying to leave violence behind, but pulled back into conflict when rising tensions between major clans threaten to spark a war. His rivalry with the formidable Ryuji Goda, known as the Kansai Dragon, drives the narrative with strong emotional weight and escalating stakes. The open-world districts of Kamurocho and Sotenbori feel alive, packed with neon-lit streets, shops, nightlife, and countless side stories that make the world feel authentic and unpredictable. Combat is fast and cinematic, centered around real-time brawling with light and heavy attacks, grapples, and flashy heat actions triggered when Kiryu builds momentum, often using the environment for dramatic finishers. Experience earned through battles, eating meals, or completing quests unlocks new moves and stat improvements, allowing steady growth. Outside the main story, minigames like karaoke, darts, and strategic modes provide breaks in tone while fleshing out the world's personality. The Majima Saga adds an extra playable storyline, offering insight into one of the series' most iconic characters. Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition takes players into Night City, a dense, futuristic metropolis where ambition, danger, and technology define survival. You play as V, a mercenary whose life is thrown into chaos after a heist goes wrong and a biochip containing Johnny Silverhand's digital consciousness is implanted in their head. From there, the story evolves into a battle over identity, control, and freedom as choices shape alliances and outcomes across the city's criminal and corporate world. The game blends first-person action with RPG depth, allowing different playstyles through perks, cyberware upgrades, and life path origins. Combat mixes gunplay, melee, stealth, and hacking, with builds ranging from quick reflex shooters to tech-focused infiltrators. Night City itself becomes a core character, alive with gangs, side jobs, random encounters, and neon-lit districts that reward exploration. The Ultimate Edition includes all updates and the Phantom Liberty expansion, adding new areas, missions, and refined gameplay systems that enhance pacing and customization. Driving through the streets, engaging in gigs, or tracking narrative threads feels seamless thanks to improved stability and smoother design. Persona 5 Royal blends character-driven storytelling with tactical combat and social simulation, creating one of the most stylish RPGs on the Switch. You play as Joker, a student forced to live under probation in Tokyo after being wrongly accused of a crime. He soon discovers the metaverse, a realm shaped by human desires, where corrupt adults manifest their twisted perspectives as palaces. Alongside a group of allies known as the Phantom Thieves, he infiltrates these palaces to steal their targets' distorted hearts and push them toward change. The game flows through a day-to-day calendar system that balances school life, friendships, and dungeon crawling, making time management a key strategic layer. Building bonds with confidants strengthens your personas and unlocks helpful abilities, tying narrative growth directly to combat performance. Battles use a turn-based system where exploiting enemy weaknesses, chaining knockdowns, and launching all-out attacks create a satisfying rhythm. Personas can be fused and customized, giving freedom to craft unique builds. Outside combat, exploring Tokyo, studying, or working part-time all feed into your stats and abilities. Royal expands the original game with new characters, an extra palace, and a third semester, deepening story arcs and adding fresh challenges.
It's been a while since we last, but this time we're rolling deep into your
Persona! Go down!
Donkey Kong Bananza marks a bold return to full 3D platforming, reshaping the series with a focus on underground exploration and creativity. The adventure begins when golden bananas are stolen by Voidco, sending Donkey Kong and a young Pauline deep beneath the planet's surface. Instead of linear stages, the game leans into open-ended, subterranean zones where nearly everything can be smashed, tunneled through, or reshaped. This environmental freedom invites experimentation. Secrets, alternate paths, and hidden chambers appear when players think beyond traditional platforming routes. The Bananergy system introduces transformations that alter Kong's abilities, letting him dig, glide, or break through obstacles in unique ways. Co-op adds another layer, allowing a second player to control Pauline using supportive abilities from DK's shoulder, creating teamwork-focused gameplay rather than competitive chaos. Classic mechanics like jumping, swinging, and climbing are still central, but they're woven with puzzle elements and light combat to keep each area varied. Bananza blends nostalgia with modern sandbox design, offering players the chance to explore at their own pace or search for deeper lore tied to DK's world. And that's our top 20 AAA Nintendo Switch games to play in 2025. From haunted hotels to epic strategy battles, the Switch has an amazing library of high-quality titles that offer something for every type of gamer. If you found this list helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to SwitchTop for more Nintendo Switch content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.